All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We're continuing our Yahush's discipleship curriculum, and we're in Matthew chapter 6 now, starting at verse 1. Okay. Let's go here. Matthew chapter 6. Verse 1, everybody out there who has a different translation, just keep your eyes open. Let me know if you see something different. I usually read from the web. All right, it says, be careful that you do not do your charitable giving or acts of righteousness in certain manuscripts. So don't do your charitable giving or your acts of righteousness before men to be seen by them, or else you have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Therefore, when you do merciful deeds, don't sound a trumpet before yourself, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may get glory from men. Talking about that pre-debate show, you can see in that show that I didn't self-promote myself. I didn't promote myself until I had permission to. When the host of that show was like, hey, D, why don't you share a little bit about yourself? You know, when I heard about you, I heard about your music. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? I did that, right? But this other guy, without being asked to share, he decided at the end of this pre-debate show to do a whole, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a pastor, I'm a shepherd, I'm a teacher, I got an assembly, and I got this new teaching series coming up, and I'm doing this, that, and I'm like, oh man, just, you know what I'm saying? It is extremely, you got to have some discernment to see that that's inappropriate. You don't come into a place where you're a guest and start self-promoting yourself. Let people ask you. Let people ask you what you're about. Do you have a ministry? What are you about? You know, can you explain it? Don't come in there saying, oh yeah, I got an announcement to make. I think that shows some fruit of what kind of person we're dealing with. It says, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may get glory from men. I'm not here to get glory from men. I'm not on that show to get glory from men. I'm here to prove why Yahusha is Yahuah. I'm not here to talk about my music. I'm not here to promote my fellowship, my ministry. I'm here to prove a doctrinal stance. That's what I'm there to do. But I was asked to share about my ministry and my music, so I did. Most certainly, I tell you, they have their reward. So be very careful about promoting yourself, announcing the good stuff you do. I've seen people, you know, do this. They go feed the poor or, you know, the homeless, and then they go announcing it. Now, this doesn't include like Brother Jeff and Sakiah, okay? I actually told them to start a Facebook page because they have a heart for this. They have a heart for giving to the poor, and they're living this simple life. They've given up the normal life of living in an apartment or whatever, and they decide to go on the road, get a Volkswagen, like an RV kind of Volkswagen, and live on the road. They got rid of all their possessions, most of their possessions. They downsized to live a simple life and to go out and travel and to help the homeless and help those who are, you know, at the bottom of the economic and social status. You know, I applaud them for that. And I said, man, I'd like to follow you guys and hear your testimony. So why don't you guys start like a website for a blog and kind of like a, you know, testimonial. I'd like to see how that grows. So it doesn't include that because they're doing that. They're not doing that to promote themselves. They're doing it for educational purposes. You know what I mean? Because they were raising like food and stuff for people, and they can't do that by themselves. They need help. So in today's society, if you ask for money or ask for toothbrushes and toilet tissues, but you don't really have any proof that you're doing the work, some people will not. I know me, I'm very picky. I'm very picky. People are like, hey, man, I'm raising money for this cause and this, that. But if I can't find anything about what you've done and I can't get any proof that this is what you've been doing, I'm sorry. Like my hand is pretty tight. My hand is pretty tight. I'm pretty much holding my money until I feel comfortable that you're who you are, and that you're not some person that's lying and making up your own little ministry so you can take people's money. So there's a difference. There's a difference in that, you know. But when you do merciful deeds, don't let your left hand know what your right hand does. So that, okay, let me give a proof for this, why I just said what I said. Let me give some balance to this. Paul, the apostle, Shaul, he made an announcement, a public announcement to a congregation that he wanted to raise money for a congregation that was poor and needed help. He didn't do it secretly because he was in fear of violating Matthew chapter 6, verse 1 to 3. That verse, Matthew chapter 6, verse 1 to 3 is not saying don't tell anybody anything, never. That's not what it's saying. Okay? It's saying when you do the thing, don't go around saying you did it and telling everybody, you know, especially in the kind of spirit of pride and trying to get praise from men. All right? Let the praise, let the announcement go out that you did what you did. Let other people hear about it from the people that actually benefited from your ministry. All right? But Paul made an announcement, says, I need to raise some money. But you know what he said? I don't even want to touch the money. He said, you assign some people from your own assembly to collect the money and to send it to them. I don't even want to touch it. He's just, I'm asking you guys to help this assembly out. So verse 3 says, but when you do merciful deeds, don't let your left hand know what your right hand does, so that your merciful deeds may be in secret. Then your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Again, if somebody's not asking you about what you've done, have you given to the poor, you don't need to announce it. But if somebody does ask, you have permission to explain. Yeah, I've done this. I've been doing this. I've been doing this for this long. Last people I helped was this people. Whatever. But if you're not being asked, if you're just in normal fellowship, right? You're assembling together, you're fellowshipping with people. Just enjoy that moment, man. Enjoy the moment. Get to know people. There's no need for you to blow a trumpet and share about yourself without you being asked about it. That's how I am. When I roll up in a place I've never been, especially in assembly, I'm here as a guest. People don't know me as devoted to Yah. You know what I'm saying? So I walk up in there. I'm here to listen. How you doing? When they come up to me and say, hey, how you doing? You know, what's your name? You live around the area? Yeah, I live right here. I live in New Jersey, blah, blah, down the street. Oh, okay, that's cool. Who are these people? Are they with you? I was like, yeah, they're part of our assembly. Oh, what assembly do you attend? Who's the leader? Like, who's the leader in that assembly? The person's asking me questions. Now I have permission to answer. I'm not going and saying, hey, yeah, this is my fellowship here. These are my disciples, and I have a ministry, you know, devoted to, I have a YouTube channel and a music. There's no need for all that. I'm here as a guest in your assembly. My name is Darian L. How you doing? You know, I'm here to fellowship. I'm here to talk about scripture. I'm here to fellowship, engage. If I'm asked about myself and my ministry, if I have a ministry, then you explain, but don't go around self-promoting yourself. I think it's a really, really bad character flaw. It's a real bad.
I think the scripture you referenced earlier is a good cross-reference, the 1 John 2:16, where it says, because all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but it's of the world. Lust is also desire. So desiring to be seen, you know, pride. I think that's a good cross-reference.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Definitely. The root is pride for sure. The root is pride and the lust. Yep. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh. Verse 5. When you pray. Oh, this is a different topic now.
It's on the same.
Yeah, it's on the same subject. But yeah, I'm gonna make this a short video. So that was Matthew chapter 6, verse 1 to 4.